Workers from many sectors are coming together this week in a new push for higher pay to $15 an hour. To tell us about the campaign are two participants, a fast food worker for Popeyes Chicken, Rita Diaz, and a lecturer in the College of Arts and Sciences at Boston University, Dan Hunter. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to start with Rita Diaz. First of all, talk about the things you do at Popeyes.
I work in the cashier. I work doing side. I work everywhere exactly in Popeyes, and I do cashier. I'm doing side. I do the side in the bag. I do the biscuit. I do everything over there.
But what about living on the pay there? What's that like?
It's not enough. It's not enough because we need to make a decision to get. To get to the school, to get everywhere. Right now, I'm pregnant. I have 5 months, and I don't know where can I live in the next year.
Right. So you might have to go someplace where the rent gets higher. I guess rent is not getting any cheaper, right?
Exactly. In Boston, the rent is not getting cheaper. Everywhere you call, everywhere you want to live, it's like so high. You need more money for that.
Dan Hunter, talk about what you do at BU.
I am an adjunct, a lecturer. I work part-time. I teach in the creative writing program, playwriting to undergraduates, and I also teach at Metropolitan College in the graduate program in arts administration.
So at first, a lot of people might say, what do you mean, you don't make $15 an hour? Or, well, break it down.
Well, it's difficult to give it an hourly parallel. But interestingly enough, an adjunct member at Lesley University was standing at the Dunkin' Donuts in Porter Square talking about how much she made per year, and the clerk behind the counter said, "You're kidding. I make more than that." So it's hard to break it down in terms of the dollar amount per hour, but I think that there is a very strong synergy between myself and Rita and her coworkers because we are disposable employees. Corporations and the university think of us as people with short-term prospects. I've worked at BU for 15 years and never had a contract longer than 1 semester. So for over the 15-year period, I didn't know if I was going to continue to have employment as a teacher. And the same is true for almost all the adjuncts. So I think that's the synergy between the two groups.
And of course, that's one of the underlying reasons for the unionizing drive, too.
Yes. Well, if you bring your voices together and you make a unified statement, it's more heard. It's heard better. And also we have some leverage because if we are teaching 1,800 classes, as we did last year, to 35,500 students, if we're not teaching, what happens to the university? You can't have Boston University without the 800 adjuncts.
Rita, you're doing something similar because you're joining with workers from other businesses too, right?
Yes. I'm joining the $15 an hour in the union. And we want to get the $15 an hour, but now we are looking for another worker to do it with us, but sometimes they are like so afraid to the manager to tell them, "Oh, I'm gonna fire you." I say, they're not gonna fire you. They say that to you to be afraid. For example, I am almost 3 years in Popeyes working. I am in the match I have 4 years, 4 years in the match, almost 2, and they don't fire me. I say to them, "Oh, you can get out and go to the march." And they are not going to do nothing because they are not going to put the wage up. It's us. We're doing the wage up. The people are going down to the march. People look like me, like you, like everybody, like McDonald's, Popeyes, every fast food going to the march, they want the $15 an hour.
Now, I know a lot of the people working in fast foods are not as likely to be teenagers as they used to be. They're adults, but a lot of these adults probably want to move on to do something better, but how does raising the pay help them with that?
Raising the pay, it's going to be the same. It's going to be more expensive, everything. But we are looking for $15 an hour. For example, we want more, but right now we are looking for $15 an hour in the junior. And if you are in the junior, the manager gonna say, "Oh, we gonna fire you for this reason." You need to have a real reason to fire me. See, no, you don't get fired for that.
Jim, what about the market forces around schools? I mean, universities and colleges, it is a growing sector, but you know, they might say to you, well, look, we can get another person with your background to teach these courses, so don't push us too hard for paying you more money.
That's exactly the point I was alluding to earlier, that we are considered disposable workers, that there are replacements lining up and back. I want to point out, just to underscore what Rita is saying, the question of $15 per hour is a question of basic decency, of being able to feed your children, being able to make choices between medical care and food, or care for an elderly. These are just fundamental questions of decency. And if the concern is that we can't afford it at McDonald's or at Popeyes, my question then is, we are paying these people below poverty. That means the taxpayers are going to pick up the charges for health care, the charges for elderly care, the charges for taking care of the children. And that's not what Rita wants, that's not what I want. We want to be able to take care of our own families. And in terms of the university, I think that's part of the reasons we've decided to unionize, because we're not replaceable. You can't find an infinite number of people who have a PhD in a specific discipline. You can probably find lots of playwrights to teach my class, but we need to keep working, and I have the experience for that.
Well, they've kept you around for 15 years anyhow. Rita, tomorrow and Friday there are some events being planned, so talk about what people should be looking for. What are they going to be doing tomorrow about this campaign?
We're going to do the march tomorrow, and we're going to fight for 15. We're going to talk about the $15 an hour, about it. We're going to say to the people that are looking at the television, oh, the $15 an hour is important for us, because like that we can do it, like how you say, they can do that decent wage, and they don't make, oh, $10 an hour, we cannot do a lot of things, like I say later on. It's like so little for them to make $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Right. So the march is going to start, what is it tomorrow, Dan?
2 o'clock
Yes.
at Boston University. There will be a rally, I believe, around 4 o'clock at the State House. Mm-hmm. And there will be people coming from all corners of Boston, not just adjuncts, but fast food workers and other people in the fight for 15.
Well, thank you both very much, Rita Diaz and Dan Hunter. And you can get more information by going online to wageaction.org.